she looks like a white woman dipped in chocolate. I took an offense to that because I am a Somali. I have not a drop of blood of white in me. Not
one drop.
Not a drop. I'm pure Somali.
There you go.
Yes.
I always think this is interesting when people say this about East Africans. Somali people, we get this all the time when they go, "Oh my God, you got your guys' features look kind of European," and it's like, this is a scientifically like proven fact that life started in Africa. Y'all came from us, okay? So it's like crazy that we're still centering Europe.
Hey Exoticals! So today's video, I wanted to talk about Featurism. So there's this saying that I hear a lot of black men say, a lot of people say, I don't know if you guys heard it before, white girl dipped in chocolate. Basically, a black girl or woman who has like thinner features, basically, you basically benefit from Featurism for the most part. So we're talking about Featurism today. So Featurism is a type of colorism that involves prejudice against people with certain features and the preference for those with features that meet a beauty standard. In the black community, Featurism can manifest as a preference for certain hair types, eye color, or facial features. So I honestly believe, in my humblest opinion, that Featurism is bigger than colorism. Because if you look at a light-skinned woman with bigger features, she gets treated like shit a lot of the times. Think of Hazel E. Think of Tiny Harris, to name a few. I notice these women, a lot of the times I hear people say, what a waste of light skin to these women. You're just a waste of light skin when you don't benefit from Featurism and you're light skinned. Or you're not white passing, basically. If you're not a white passing light skinned person, think of Jay-Z. Jay-Z's another example of a man who gets treated like shit because of his features. People say he's not attractive. What makes him not attractive? So a lot of the times, darker skinned women who benefit from Featurism might be told often, you're pretty to be dark skinned, or you're pretty for a dark skinned girl. So this statement just suggests that all dark skinned women are unattractive, but because she has certain features, despite her skin tone, she basically gets a pass. And that's what that comes across as when somebody says that. That's why I don't know why in this day and age, in 2024, if people are still saying that to dark-skinned women, why are they? Because at this point, it does give humbling tactic. I don't know. So I just never liked when I heard darker-skinned women talk about when people would say that to them. I'm like, how can somebody be bold enough to say that to your face? So it's crazy. So the white girl dipped in chocolate, that's another term I heard unambiguous men have used recently, basically describing a dark-skinned woman who benefits from Featurism. And it's just interesting the way our society works, because according to our beauty standard, European features are more attractive than African features. But when a European woman wants to get African features, for example, it's praised and admired almost all the time. They almost make it a trend. I've seen it when they did it with, what's her name? Kylie Jenner. Is that the one who got the lips? Kim Kardashian with the butt. A couple of them tried to do, they'll try to wear braid styles as well. It's okay when they, try to wear African features, but it's a problem when a black person actually has those features naturally.
Hey JoJo, fellow Nebraskan here. So love your cornrows. I was wondering if you're aware of the Crown Act and what you did so that black women can wear those same hairstyles free of discrimination. See, here in Nebraska, it was illegal for black people to wear their natural hair. And as you can see in 2020, it was at first vetoed. And then, after the work of many black women, including State Senator Kavanaugh, it was finally passed that black people can wear their natural hair in 2021. Now, I don't mind people wearing braids. It's just that those braids are specific to African American and African culture. And I wonder, what do people like you do to make sure that people like myself and my children who are actually black can wear their natural hair and be free of discrimination?
I never understood that either. I benefit from Featurism, so I don't understand the plight of, not benefiting from it, because I see how people treat people who have big noses, for example. I've seen the way people treat them. It's insane. It's sad. It shows your internalized colorism, especially when it comes from your own people, and that's where I hear it from the most. I don't even hear it from other races as much as it anymore. If other races are doing it, it's probably behind your back type of thing. I've only seen Featurism come from black folks. And when it comes to pretty privilege in our society, when taking into account colorism, featurism, and texturism, the basic structure of pretty privilege is that people of color with lighter skin, narrower noses, thinner lips, lighter eyes, and looser curls or straight hair benefit the most from pretty privilege. These features are generally deemed inherently desirable and inherently pretty in our society. So, for example, when a interracial couple gets together, people always wonder, are y'all gonna have pretty babies or something to that effect? People expect them to have pretty babies with light skin, curly hair. Y'all heard this a time or two. And despite this, that light skin is deemed inherently attractive in our society. For those who are light skinned with a wider nose, type 4 hair, large lips will not have the same degree of pretty privilege as someone with their same color but with a slimmer nose and green eyes, for example. But while the darker skin is not the societal idea of pretty in our society, a darker skinned girl with hazel eyes or long hair, looser hair texture with a slimmer nose and slender frame could be privileged relative to other darker skinned girls. And we already know about this with our dark skinned exoticals. So you can think of people like Chili, Tatiana Ali, for example. What's her name? Ryan Destiny. All of these women, experience the same pretty privilege as a lighter skinned person with slimmer features. But there's the light skinned woman who has the bigger nose, the bigger lips, the 4C hair, and whatnot, and she doesn't benefit as much. Isn't that crazy? So that's why I said earlier, featurism is bigger than colorism in my opinion, because of that exact reason. Darker skinned women with slimmer features experience the same amount of pretty privilege as a light skinned woman with thinner features. And we know plenty examples of that. We have a whole community of women in our community who experience that. So featurism will cause women to go under the knife and get, their noses done. There have been almost every celebrity female. It's almost normalized. A lot of celebrity females in the industry have gotten their noses done.
I want a nose job because I want to fix my nose. No, not fix it. I don't want to change my nose, but I have a deviated septum. If y'all don't know, I have
She been doing a real research
behind it. This is why I
behind
film
it.
from this side the most. If y'all didn't know, I'm just keep it real. I film from this side. I take pictures from this side because each side of my face look different. Like this side look different, and like on this side you can see a hump in my nose, and like I just want to fix it. It's deviated. It's like, what's the word?
That's how I know you've been too into
No.
you're literally know the medical
And you want to know
terminology.
the saddest thing?
What?
I didn't think about any of this before I started being on the red carpet and social media, and I never thought about
So
any
why
of
do
this.
you think that it's okay for you to
Because I
want to
be
do this?
comfortable
And,
fully
you're-
on the camera. I want to be I don't want to tell people no, don't take a picture from this angle because this
Your
side of my
nose?
nose. No, I have another reason.
That's how that.
No, I have
That's
another
what
reason.
makeup is for, though.
No, I have another reason.
What, girl?
Because when I sing, sometimes it sounds nasally.
Mostly, it's almost like routine how many of them have actually got it done. You know, some didn't go too far, which is good. You don't want to go too far. I think Michael Jackson only went too far because he had body dysmorphia. And when you have body dysmorphia, you don't know, like, you want to be so perfect that you don't know when to stop, or you don't know when to chill with. You know, there's a limit. You should stop. Michael Jackson should have stopped getting plastic surgeries around bad, okay? When he made bad, he was looking good. He should have just stopped right there because he went too far. But you know, that's what happens with body dysmorphia. And he probably had a lot of yes men around him. Nobody to tell him to chill out. I don't know, but you know, it's really unfortunate that we, you know, I don't know what it's like to deal with, you know, having certain features in this society. So I can only imagine. I've just seen what people have, how people have treated people with bigger features, regardless of skin complexion.
Imagine being accused of staging an accident just so you can get a plastic surgery procedure done. Our next guest, Hazel E. from VH1's Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, found herself in that situation last year, and she's been dealing with the aftermath in more ways than one ever since.
I was in Dubai for Memorial Day weekend, and I was riding ATVs in the desert. Sand was whipping in my face, and I thought I was going to make a left turn, and it was a cliff. And the bike fell off. I nosedived in the bike. I hit my nose. I blacked out. Once I woke up, I said, okay, it's not my teeth, but I felt blood gushing from my face. So at that moment, I took off my head wrap and wrapped my nose up to give pressure, and I just started kicking and screaming for anybody to come and rescue. Once I got to the hospital, we did an MRI. He tells me that you have a really bad concussion and that your nose is not only broken from the outside, you have a horrible gash that goes through the bone on the inside. And that if I did not get back to America within 24 hours, I was going to completely lose my nose. So I immediately got on a plane and rushed back to Beverly Hills. Once I landed back in LA, immediately I was right into surgery. Now, once I got out of surgery, I was like, okay, is my nose gonna look the same, better? Did you give me a slight nose job in there? And he's like, basically, we saved it and did the best we could.
This is how we make our money, you know what I'm saying?
But you're gonna be fine.
You're gonna be fine. I almost died out there, and I know I'm still in shock, but I can't seem to stop thinking about how this is gonna affect my career. In Hollywood, it's all about how you look, and nobody's more aware of that than me. Now I have uneven nostrils, a huge deviated septum, still an outer appearance of scar, and self-consciously when I go to home and I go to bed at night, it gets to me, and so now I wanna fix it.
I was just watching Ayana Van Zant's episode of Hazel E's episode where she was on there, and you know how she had that whole controversy with her skin complexion and everything. And I was watching that episode, you know, just I've seen it before, but you know, she was telling her story and how she was abused by darker skinned women when she was younger. Hazel E. She was SA'd by 2 dark-skinned women when she was a child, and she just kind of grew up with, I guess, somewhat of anger towards them. But as she got older, and people still treated her like people called her all kinds of names, like Muppet, and I've heard all kinds of people talk shit about her. And she has so many memes. She's just like, they treat her just like they do Tiny. But these are light-skinned women. These are very light-skinned women, but you know, they get overlooked. I've heard the term wasted light skin before when it comes to these women, because people don't find them attractive. Like, what makes them not attractive? I wonder, huh? You would wonder, right? What makes them not attractive? Because people are always talking about her nose all the time. Both of them. And, you know, it's just, if their noses were thinner, I'd feel like people, if they were more white passing, I feel like people wouldn't be talking shit about them. The same thing with mulatto. I'm still sick. I'm under the weather trying to record this video, so forgive me if y'all can't understand some of my words. My nose is so stuffed.
And I'm not excusing what she said,
a few years ago. Those colorist remarks that she made a couple years ago. I'm just talking about her as far as her features go. I remember what she said, and I believe she apologized and everything, but there's no excuse for being colorist. I don't condone colorism whatsoever. I personally believe I don't care how mad you get, you shouldn't do that or say that about somebody. It's just hitting very below the belt. It's like your lowest blow you can throw. So I just don't condone colorist actions whatsoever. But I just wanted to put that out there because I know some people are going to come in the comments being like, oh, she said some colorist things. Like, we all know what she said, and I don't condone it. A lot of people don't condone it. But I'm here to talk about featurism and how she was treated because of her features. So that's all I wanted to say here. But this whole conversation is so interesting. It seems like everybody wants to be black, yet nobody wants to actually be black. Don't want to have the black experience or anything. But they want to benefit off of the features of black women. Y'all remember Blue Ivy, right? How people treat Blue Ivy when she was younger. Even now, I don't hear as much about her now because I noticed she grew into her hair stuff. So people are kind of giving her a pass versus when she was, younger and her 4C hair was more, not tamed yet or whatever. So, her hair was still, how it was naturally, but people was like, why didn't she inherit Beyonce's hair and features and all of this stuff? There was so many memes about this little girl, which I remember this about 10 years ago. And Vanity Fair critic K. Austin Collins commented on how he feels sorry that the traits from her father Jay-Z would catch up with her. He has said this in an article, I believe. And I'm just like, this is what people are saying about Blue Ivy. Like, why did she inherit her mother's features? She's light skinned, but because of her features, she doesn't benefit from pretty privilege the same way as her other light skinned counterparts with keener features. So, featurism is very real, it's very big. I feel like it's bigger than colorism. So, it's our job to, promote different features within the black community, our exoticals community specifically, because this is our community specifically. So I'm going to be more self-aware and incorporate more exoticals with broader features if I haven't been doing that, because we have to take accountability, and if we want to see change in these things, we have to do our part and take accountability, and we just gotta make the moves to make the changes. So all exoticals can feel beautiful, all black women can feel beautiful, no matter what features you have. Because other people want our features, they don't want our experiences. So that should let us know something right there. You know what I'm saying? We can't let European beauty standards change how we move and do us. It's time to embrace and own our beauty. All shapes, all colors. Just embrace all of it. And that's all I really wanted to say on this video today. Let me know what you all think in the comments about this topic. And let's make some changes, you guys. Let's be more aware of featurism and colorism and help our sisters let's make a change and just change things, because that's the only way change can be done, is put action into it. So let's get to it. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for listening.